The contribution made by entrepreneurs cannot be downplayed as they take a center stage in its development trajectory. For Uganda, a lot would not have been possible if it was not for the deliberate efforts made by the Makerere University Business School, MUBS, since its inception, as it identified and trained the business community as early as the 1990s. The economy then had been greatly challenged, especially after the 1972 expulsion of Indians by Idi Amin.
The sending away of the Indian community in Uganda created scarcity in the country.
Professor Wasowalunywa joined the Makerere University as a lecturer after his studies in India.
I realized that in Uganda we were not business-minded.
As he took over leadership as Dean Faculty of Commerce, which would later evolve into the Makerere University Business School as we know it today, he proposed the university start an MBA. This would open up the students to business, the realities of the global economy, and how to rebuttal its challenges then.
At that time, something that was happening globally was that industry was moving away from Europe and North America to Asia. And there was a challenge then. The challenge was what happens to these people who are being laid off. Various studies that had been done both in the United States and in the United Kingdom indicated that small businesses were the answer to the unemployment problem that was being created. And when you're unemployed, you don't have an income, so you're poor.
Through this, he laid the foundation for the establishment of a small business development center.
I went around some countries and I realized that to be able to support small businesses, you had to find a way in which to nurture business. This was the motivation for the starting of the Small Business Development Centre in Makerere University in 1998. At that time, I requested one of the students who had just finished an MBA with the focus on entrepreneurship to become the director of the center. That was Miss Audrey Kauchi, and she did a wonderful job up to the time when she left.
The first director of the center, Audrey Kauchi, completed her service in 2009, and in the words of her successor, she had done a tremendous job supporting entrepreneurs in the country.
At the time I joined the center, they had done a great job and continue to do a great job in training micro, small and medium enterprises.
Dr. Diana Ntamu, a senior lecturer at the Makerere University Business School, took over stewardship of the center, overseeing its functional transformation to date.
The center had established quite a number of partnerships with different organizations, including the Uganda Investment Authority, the Private Sector Foundation, the International Labour Organization, among others.
The center was headed for a revolution that would later see it renamed the MUBS Entrepreneurship Centre and eventually the MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Centre.
In I think 2011-12, we were starting a bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship. At that time, we now thought we should look at ourselves as fostering entrepreneurship rather than supporting small business in the country. So we changed the name from the Small Business Development Center to the Entrepreneurship Center.
The center was also running an annual entrepreneurship conference, and I recall that in 2009 we did the 6th annual entrepreneurship conference. The annual entrepreneurship conference is an event that allows us to discuss topical issues in entrepreneurship. Today we talk about how to promote entrepreneurship, the challenges of entrepreneurs, and how we can actually create jobs and increase incomes through entrepreneurship. So the conference brings together researchers on entrepreneurship, policymakers, practitioners, and entrepreneurs themselves to talk about these different issues. I recall we had a conference in 2020, a virtual conference on how entrepreneurs were emerging out of the COVID-19 challenges. So the conference has done well in terms of participation, in terms of the quality of papers that are submitted, and the speakers themselves, and becomes a platform where entrepreneurs have come to inspire other people, but most importantly, networking sharing experiences, learning from each other, and going back there to do business better.
The annual International Entrepreneurship Conference is an important part of the provision of information focus area.
We know that people that are running businesses, researchers on entrepreneurship, and other people that are supporting entrepreneurs need information. So what we have done over the years is to develop a resource center that collects different forms of information. Some of it is academic. We also have reports. We have stories from newspapers. I can tell you that we have collected Pakasa stories, which which bring to us entrepreneurs who are succeeding in different sectors, in different spaces, so that our students, our researchers, and entrepreneurs themselves can make use of this information.
The center conducts research that supports the activities of numerous entrepreneurs and the entire business ecosystem, with an impact felt as far as the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor studies.
Research makes a big component of what we do. As a unit in a business school, we find that it is important for us to generate new knowledge. If we say we are promoting entrepreneurship, we need to research into entrepreneurship to understand what is happening in the entrepreneurship space in this country. Professor Balunyo talked about the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Studies, which is the flagship research project here in the center. The project really looks at the relationship between entrepreneurship and economic activity. We have already established that Ugandans are highly entrepreneurial, but we also as a center are saying, okay, if the Ugandans are highly entrepreneurial and the ideas that they use to start the businesses are not generating that much, what can we do as a center? So the training programs are therefore prepared to support individuals to improve the quality of their ideas. We have conducted studies on resilience, especially during COVID-19. We wanted to establish how entrepreneurs in micro, small, and medium enterprises were recovering. And therefore, we investigated the concept of resilience. And we have now a training program. From our research findings, we have a training program on entrepreneurial resilience. How do entrepreneurs become resilient in difficult times? I mean, after COVID-19, we may have other crises. How do we get out of that? We also have conducted studies on markets in Uganda. Most of you will see vendors by the roadside as you drive to different destinations. These are entrepreneurs, and we understand the challenges of these vendors and how we can support them. So our business clinic has actually been taken to the markets, having conducted a study on markets and how these entrepreneurs can be supported. We have worked with partners like the Food and Agriculture Organization, the United States Agency for International Development, to understand what is happening in terms of financing for businesses, in terms of business models, for instance, in the poultry sector. We have also conducted studies on women entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, and social entrepreneurs. Research does not only help us to program as a center, but it also disseminated. We do hold research seminars, we disseminate our findings, which we know that policymakers and other actors in the entrepreneurial ecosystem find relevant.
Over the years, the center has made its mark as an expert consultant in the global entrepreneurial ecosystem.
We have been able to work with key partners like the Private Sector Foundation Uganda. We have worked with financial institutions. We've worked with development organizations like the International Youth Fund, the International Labour Organization, with the Food and Agriculture Organization, the United States Agency for International Development, to support the growth of entrepreneurship. We recruit for organizations that want talent. Today, our biggest partner is MTN Uganda, where we have over 300 staff who work as temporary staff.
We have been recruiting for MTN for about 11 years now, 11 years in different departments.
Habiba Nabisubi is the team leader of the center crew that manages the MTN consultancy activities.
We are a team of 5 account managers that manage the staff.
We are also with MTN able to support entrepreneurs. If you have watched Nsindikanja Kene MTN, a televised entrepreneurship program, you may have seen those young people that have been trained by MUBS, but supported by MTN in different ways. MTN is giving them money so that they can scale their businesses. it is giving the winners money to scale their businesses. MTN has also partnered with us in a work readiness program where we are supporting young people that finish school to give them the skills that they require to go out there, find a job and succeed in the job. We also work with ZTE, a Chinese telecom company, supporting their work, their work with the MTN Uganda. And we also support other institutions, identifying young people and placing them in those organizations.
Another focus area is training.
We train to unlock the minds of people, but also to develop businesses, to support these businesses to grow.
Sarah Chejusa, a senior lecturer and business mentor at MUBS, is the center's deputy director. She is also in charge of these trainings.
We train the students, we train entrepreneurs, we train small and medium enterprises, we train women and train youth. So we have a methodology of action principles that we use while delivering our trainings. And with these action principles, you're followed up and you're able to put theory into practice. Our trainings are divided into two, the in-house trainings. And one of them is the graduates into employment program, where we train third years and equip them with employable skills to help them into the job world. We also train graduates into business, and here we use the Michael Freeze Business Creation Program to support our students to start a business. We use the STEP model. Now we have other areas where we also train. We train in bookkeeping, marketing your business, how to plan your business using the business model canvas. And we also train you in communication and negotiation skills. We have also trainers that are going to be able to support you in your feasibility studies. We also have customized trainings where institutions and people walk to us and we are able to develop a training program for them. So we have developed programs for women in business, for the farmers, for the youth entrepreneurs, for those in the renewable energy sector, and we have also trained people that are in other sectors.
Over the years, there has been an increasing demand for new business innovations within the ecosystem. That is why the center further evolved to address the demand through the function of innovation and incubation.
In recent years, with support from the Africa Development Bank, the concept of innovation was brought to the forefront. Of course, the specific function of an entrepreneur is to innovate. So definitely, whenever you talk about entrepreneurship, innovation is part of it. But the Africa Development Bank funds wanted to promote the concept of innovation and incubation. So we subsequently renamed the center as the Entrepreneurship Incubation and Innovation Centre to put some emphasis on the issue of innovation and put some emphasis on the issue of incubation.
We encourage ideation and business startup, and thus we nurture innovative ideas. Now we do this in a program that we coined the MUBS Innovation Startup Garage.
Remy Chirunda Namutangula Karare is in charge of the incubation focus area at the center.
We do this through mainly our boot camps. We have 24-hour boot camps where people are supported to come up with several ideas, and we also have opportunity walks. Not everyone is able to identify an opportunity. Some need to be helped. After we have come from the bootcamp, we now introduce them to what we call the MUBS Innovation Cafe, call it the My Cafe. Now in the My Cafe, someone is able to articulate their ideas and do some feasibilities, prototyping, and come up with MVP. After that, someone is again supported to have traction. Just like in the ecosystem, everyone is waiting for an idea that has had traction, but who gives a chance to a student who has come from just secondary school without any introduction of entrepreneurship? We leverage on the resource persons from the different faculties. For instance, the Faculty of Entrepreneurship, the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, and the ICT Centre to facilitate the programs that we run. Now, we also work with student associations For instance, the Google Developer Student Club, the ICT Student Club. These are communities that come into the center and feed onto the programs that we run, and we are able to achieve what we have. Now, on top of that, we also have an internship program. We do invite students here to come and take on internship programs and learn about innovations and even start their ideas. Now, we have worked with an international university called TU Delft in the Netherlands since 2018, who have been sending us international students to come to the center and work with our students here, and we want to grow that partnership. On the MasterCard High Innovator, the center has been there since inception. We worked with Outbox as business advisors on the High Innovator program, which saw 5 businesses get funding of up to 20,000 USD. These included the likes of Teheka, Famnera, Hamwe, Imani, among others. We are also working with a new program that has come up with MasterCard on High Innovator, supporting some startup down there in the rural area of Iganga called Iganga Urban Farmers Cooperative Society. This association works with widowed women that are bringing inputs to their product called Echitovero, and we are thankful for that.
The center prides in a strong network of partners, leveraging on each other's strengths to provide services to its clients and beneficiaries.
We have seen a change. We are creating impact, but I can say this has been collective effort. MUBS has partnered with a number of institutions, and I would like to thank all the institutions, all our partners, for what we have been able to do together. I would like to appreciate MTN Uganda. With MTN, we've been able to do quite a lot. Thank you so much, MTN Uganda. We also partner with ZTE Telecom. Again, with ZTE, we are recruiting and managing engineers. Again, providing jobs. ZTE Telecom, thank you very much. I would like to appreciate the Private Sector Foundation Uganda. Private Sector Foundation has worked with MUBS along several fronts in a variety of ways to support the growth of entrepreneurship. PSFU, thank you very much. Would like to appreciate Stanbic Bank Uganda, DFCU Bank, IM Bank, formerly the Orient Bank, for again partnering with MUBS to support entrepreneurs. We want to thank international organizations. The United States Agency for International Development, where we conducted a study in Uganda and Nigeria, trying to understand small and growing businesses and the challenges they faced in financing. We would like to thank the International Labour Organization, the Food and Agriculture Organization, where we have also been able to support young people in training and also conduct research. So I would like to thank all our partners out there. Thank you very much, and we hope that with this continued collective action, we'll be able to achieve our goals.
I would like to thank the school council for the continued support, my colleagues in management, in the school, and of course the staff at the center who have done a wonderful job.